People in a St. Louis suburb are outraged by new evidence that an elementary school has unacceptable levels of radioactive contamination. CBS News first reported on the contamination in and around Florissant, Missouri in 2015. A recent round of testing highlights leaks of radioactive material into nearby Coldwater Creek, dating back to the creation of the first atomic bomb. An area has seen cancer clusters and other health problems for decades. Now we're learning that the contamination could be even more widespread. Adriana Diaz talked to some parents that are demanding answers.
When you guys start to see the level of disrespect the Department of Energy had for our community, you're going to be mad.
I've been out as well, calling doctors, having blood work done. Any of those things that I can do right now to test lead levels.
There is fury in Florissant, Missouri, after Jana Elementary School tested positive for dangerous radioactive contaminants.
We cannot allow our community to be devastated by the poor choices of people in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and now we're here past the 2000s.
That's PTA President Ashley Burnoff, who's been fighting for transparency for nearly a decade.
My biggest fear is that our kids are going to end up with illnesses later on in life, and that it could have been prevented.
How this is even possible dates back to the 1940s and 50s, when radioactive waste was stored near what's now St. Louis Airport, contaminating the soil and nearby Coldwater Creek, which frequently overflows. In 2012, the Army Corps of Engineers, which is responsible for cleanup of the area, began testing near the airport and expanded to test along the creek. Army Corps communication to the school district from earlier this year acknowledged low-level radioactive contamination, but said it was within acceptable parameters. And while the Corps has tested 300 feet outside the school, the building itself is not within its designated testing area.
The Army Corps of Engineers denied us testing, said it wasn't reasonable, and when testing was done, they don't like the results.
Lawyers bringing a class action lawsuit hired their own investigator who did test inside the school building. They found unacceptable levels of radioactive lead inside the kitchen, gym, and ventilation systems. At the playground, lead levels were 22 times higher than normal. The Army Corps of Engineers told us the report is not consistent with our accepted evaluation techniques and must be thoroughly vetted. The Corps acknowledges there is contamination underground in a nearby wooded area, but says they found no contamination between the creek and the playground.
Has your son talked about being worried for his health?
Sure, absolutely. He understands the real ramifications that come with radioactive nuclear material. This is the stuff his superheroes fight against.
There are already bipartisan calls in Congress to investigate this. Now, students are attending school in person today until Monday, when they go virtual through Thanksgiving. After that, the students are going to be transferred to different schools in the area until further notice. One parent we spoke to off camera last night was in tears because she doesn't want the school split up.
Boy, Adriana, good point that mom made. This is what his superheroes fight against.
Yeah.
Little kids understand that one. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you very much.